Hi and welcome to the Geek Legion of Doom. This is a historical movie review and I'll be having a look at the movie Barbarossa Siege Lord starring Rutger Hauer. So this is a historical movie based on the Emperor Frederick, who was basically ruling in the kind of 12th century, and he was a Roman emperor known as Barbarossa because he had a kind of ginger beard, and this is the reason for the name. And basically he's trying to sort of extend his reach through Europe and trying to kind of reunite ultimately the shattered what used to be obviously the kind of Roman Empire. And it essentially it's basically a kind of Italian version of sort of Braveheart sort of style story, where you've got the essentially the denizens of what is now Milan basically they want independence from Barbarossa, and ultimately get steamrolled in the process. And you have a rebellion led by this guy called Alberto, who's essentially kind of the William Wallace for the character, who, to be fair, is probably the actual focus of the story here, whilst Barbarossa really is a supporting character, first and foremost. And he kind of raises this sort of army called the sort of Company of Death to try and stand against the Emperor, basically. So it's a kind of longish film. It's over 2 hours long, and it was a bit of a disaster when it was kind of released in its native Italy and didn't make back its money. And there's a number of reasons for that. Now, when you kind of first look at this movie, the production values look reasonably high. So, it's obviously, it's got some fantastic locations. The cinematography is pretty decent. They've got, the costumes are very good and things like that. However, the direction here is the main problem. And I think possibly the script as well. The direction is very, very flat. And there's lots of kind of just meandering sort of scenes that just really kind of stretch out the movie and make it quite boring in places. And some of the sort of the strange kind of cheesy sort of camera work that it uses as well. And what also doesn't help is the acting here. Now, you've the names you'll recognise are, as I mentioned, you've got Rutger Hauer as Barbarossa, and you've got F. Murray Abraham as well. And they're two, I mean, they act the pants of anyone else off in this sort of film. All the rest of the cast are kind of, I guess, more sort of amateur actors, and you can kind of tell. But what really doesn't help is the sort of post-production process here, where it kind of overdubs a lot of the lines here. It just sounds so bad, and it just makes it come across as such a cheesy film. And unfortunately, I was kind of looking forward to watching it. I've seen some shots of it, and I thought, that looks pretty decent. But unfortunately, although as I say, on a certain level, it kind of looks quite good, and the end battle, it's okay, but it's just leading up to it. And in regards to how historically correct it is, well, it's one of these ones where it obviously takes some liberties, and you've got kind of like a psychic girl who has visions and stuff like that. So there are a few sort of elements of sort of fantasy in there as well. But unfortunately, I was quite disappointed with this film, because I've kind of watched a movie called On, if you've seen my review of that, and I thought that was a really decent film. And it came out of nowhere. I wasn't really expecting it, and that was awesome. So I was hoping for another kind of a film like that, but unfortunately, Barbarossa disappointed. I have to say, despite it kind of it looks pretty good, overall this is a below average film for me. So I'm going to give this one a 4 out of 10. Have you seen it? What are your opinions on it? Leave me a comment, and I look forward to seeing you next time. Bye for now.